Hey folks, one thing that many people will be looking forward to in patch 9.2 is the ability to fly in Zereth Mortis. Unlike previous patches, the unlock requirement for flying is very generous and can be completed fairly early. Normally, I'd probably refrain from making a video on this, as there's a few similar ones out there already, but I have noticed that almost all of them are either missing information or have been rendered outdated thanks to a new PTR update. That said, at the time of recording this, 9.2 will be out in less than a week, so it's highly unlikely that Blizzard will change anything at this point. If you want to unlock flying as early as you possibly can, then this video should tell you everything you need to know. When discussing flying in patch 9.2, it's important to mention that it's unlocked from a meta achievement known as Unlocking the Secrets. In order to complete this, you'll first need to finish 6 other achievements, some of which are easier than others. The first one we'll be discussing is the achievement that the vast majority of guides get wrong, and that's a means to an end. On paper, this achievement is pretty straightforward, as it tasks you with completing a campaign chapter with the same exact name. The important thing to note about this, though, is that it's actually Chapter 6 of the campaign, not Chapter 5 as many guides have claimed. This is due to a recent change in the PTR, which shuffled around some of the campaign chapters, and unfortunately, the flying requirements were not updated to compensate for this. In case you didn't know, the campaign chapters will unlock one by one on a weekly basis, with the exception of the first 3, which are available at launch. This means that the achievement A Means to an End can't be completed at all until March 15th for NA and March 16th for EU, making this the earliest possible date that you'll be able to unlock flying. Admittedly, this is still a pretty early unlock time, but it's a bit unfortunate that an additional week was randomly added to the requirements midway through the PTR. As for the campaign itself, I wouldn't worry about it too much, as I was able to speedrun it from start to finish in roughly 3 hours in the PTR, but if you do end up getting confused about how to complete a certain campaign quest, I'd recommend checking out that speedrun, which you can find linked in the description. The second achievement required to unlock flying is Explore Zereth Mortis, and this one should be fairly self-explanatory. Just for fun, I decided to record how long it would take me to complete this achievement on a brand new character, and it took about 10.5 minutes. So yeah, this one is easy. Let's move on to number 3. Our third achievement is Curious Collections, and it requires you to collect 5 treasures within Zereth Mortis. Since treasures are a good source of cosmic flux and ciphers are the first ones, I would recommend doing this on all of your characters anyway, as both currencies will be extremely important. I've already put together a complete guide of every single treasure in Zereth Mortis, and if you're interested in that, you can find it linked in the description. The fourth requirement is Adventures in Zereth Mortis, and it requires you to kill 10 rare mobs. This one might take you a bit longer to complete, since, as the name implies, a lot of these mobs are rare, and you won't find them up all the time. That said, you only need to kill 10 of them, so if you spend a reasonable amount of time each day doing your dailies, you should be able to knock this one out on the side. Once again, I've put together a video with detailed information about every rare mob in the new zone, and it is also linked in the description. The fifth achievement, Tales of the Exile, is one that you'll need to go a bit out of your way for, but it's not too bad. This achievement tasks you with collecting 7 volumes of Faerûn in Exile, which basically just means that you need to pick up 7 little scrolls scattered around Zereth Mortis. On screen, I'm showing the location of every single one of these scrolls, and after testing it a bit, I was able to collect every single scroll in only 5.5 minutes. It's worth noting that these do have a 5-minute respawn timer, so it might be a little bit difficult to collect them all during the first day or two, so personally, I would just recommend holding off on it until we get closer to the week 4 mark, because this achievement provides absolutely no value outside of being a flying unlock requirement. The final achievement, Path to Enlightenment, requires you to complete 3 side quest chains in Zereth Mortis. 2 of these quest lines, Small Pet Problems and Not All Are Lost, can be started in Haven from Tamra and Al-Dalil, respectively. The third quest, A Return to Grace, can be started in Pilgrim's Grace from Drim. While these questlines don't offer any incredible rewards, each one is fairly straightforward and will only take you about 5 to 10 minutes to complete, so it really shouldn't be much of a hassle. And that covers everything you'll need to know in order to unlock flying in patch 9.2. If you found this video helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could toss it a like, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.